Welcome to channel and my name is Manish Tiwari. So in this particular video we are going to talk about Linux interview questions and we will cover 5 of the interview questions which are related to the Linux, and these are real scenario based questions which interviewer used to ask to you during the interview. And this video will be relevant for the person who are joining the DevOps or joining the cloud engineer role or any of the roles which involves your technical things like your development or the DevOps or the cloud related thing, where you will be working with the Linux system or the networking systems as well, correct? So let's get started with that. So our first question is, describe how would you approach resolving a disk full error on a Linux system, where you can see this particular error. You can see this particular error on your nodes, that means on your servers. If you talk about AWS cloud, it might be your AWS AWS EC2 instances. It might be your Jenkins pipeline which are running. Your Jenkins pipeline can have this issue, disk pull. In my last organization, I used to get so many errors related to this disk pull, and we used to fix it. So the answer to this particular question is, identify the disk usage, use the df command to check overall disk space, and du-sh star so that you can get the complete details, like on whatever the path you are running this particular command, you will see that how much disk is left, correct, and how much it has been utilized. So all those necessary details you can check and you can troubleshoot accordingly. You can locate unnecessary files. Use commands like find to locate old or unnecessary files. That means you might be creating some of the files in your temp directory, correct, .tmp, or you might be having some of the logs file which needs to be deleted, and that has not been archived, that has not been deleted. So you can find those files with the help of find command, and you can delete those, correct. You can clear the cache and temporary files. You can evaluate the logs file, like you can implement the log rotation that we talked in the second points. You can implement the log rotation, and after a certain days you can delete those files which are not relevant after certain time, correct. Then uninstall unneeded package, check for traces as well. The files which has been deleted, and these files are no longer needed on the server, these files can be cleaned up from the server itself, correct. So that you can check, or if there is a need of expanding your disk, that also you can see and you can work on that, correct. So there are 8 points on using that you can answer this disk full error resolution part, correct. Let's move to the second question. Explain the steps you would take to troubleshoot a network connectivity issue on a Linux server. That means if you are trying to hit something and that particular thing is not working, it might be a DNS or any of the IP address resolution kind of thing, correct. So how will you troubleshoot this network connectivity? For that, you will go with the if config command or IP address command, which will result you to IP address, correct. That you can do. You can go with ns lookup command as well. That will give you the where this particular DNS is getting resolved, correct. Like if you are using abc.com, so abc.com, when you hit on which IP address, on which worker nodes this IP address, this particular DNS is getting resolved, correct. That you can check with the IP address. You can use the telnet as well. You can check for the internet protocol address as well, whether that is up or not. You can use this route-n or IP route command as well to inspect. Then if you are working with any of the cloud, you can check for the security group. You can check for the NSL if we are talking about the AWS. So you can check whether the rules are allowed in that particular setting or not, correct. It might be your NSCI which is blocking your traffic on subnet level. It might be security group which is blocking your traffic at EC2 instance level, correct. So that you can check and you can verify. Even you can check for the proxy, like you are working with the organization and that organization has some of the proxy, and then you are trying to install something on your server, so it might not enable you to resolve that, correct, to install that. So for that you will have to set that particular proxy which your organization has, and then if you enable this proxy and run the commands, that command will start working. So you can go with that as well. Lastly, you can review the where log file where you can see if there are particular issues or not. So log file you can check, and then you can go with. So there are 8 pointers for that as well. You can troubleshoot a network connectivity. Moving forward to the third question, on Linux, how can you check the status of a service and restart if it is not running? So you can use this systemctl command to check the status of service, like if you have installed Jenkins, you have installed Docker, or any service you have installed and running, correct, on your server. So you can use this systemctl status service name. You can use the systemctl enable to make it as a service. You can next use the restart command to sorry, you can use the restart command to start the service, and that will start working fine. Then you can again check the status of that particular service whether it is working fine or not, correct. And then you can use the systemctl enable service name as well. So I hope you know the things. If you are not aware, you can go with these commands, correct. Next question is, what could be the reasons for a sudden increase in central processing unit, that means CPU, on a Linux server, and how would you identify the culprit process? So a sudden spike in CPU utilization on a Linux server could have multiple causes. For example, it might be due to a rogue process, consuming excessive resources, a poorly optimized script, correct. So how can you troubleshoot? You can read through this. So how can you troubleshoot this particular issue related to the CPU? You can use top command or a stop commands, which will give you the complete details of stats, correct? Like what are all the processes which are running, how much CPU it is consuming, how much memory is left, how much disk, and other things, correct. So we can use the top command or a stop command. For processes which are running, you can use the run ps command, which will show you that what are all processes are running, what is the process id, and if you need to kill any processes which are running but that is of no use, so you can use the kill command to kill those processes as well. You can use kill -9 and other commands related to the kill to discontinue your processes, correct. And with the help of that, you can check and you can troubleshoot that. Then fifth question is, what Linux commands should you use to diagnose a slow server response time? That means your server is responding very slow. What might be the reasons? The first point, monitor system resources. That means use again the same top or stop commands. What might be the issue? That your CPU is getting utilized heavily, or your memory is full, correct. It's 80% or 90% consumed, so your server will start responding very slow, correct. It will not process whatever the request you are making. It might take a longer time than the usual to process those requests, correct. So that you can check, monitor system resources. Second, analyze your disk input or output IO, like how the system is performing. Then you can check for the network, if top or nethogs command, ns lookups, and all that. Check server load. Use uptime to review the server load and compare it with the number of available CPU cores. Evaluate running processes. The same. Use PS with proper flags. Review your logs. So these are the hints and these are the questions with the help of these commands, like we talked df command, do-sh, then we talked about find commands, then we talked about your ps command, we talked about ifconfig, ip address, ns lookup, route-n, then we talked about security group, nscl. We also talked about the systemctl command. So with the help of all these commands, you can analyze and you can troubleshoot your Linux related problems. So in this particular video part 1, I wanted to talk about this much only. In the next video, we will be talking about other Linux related interview questions, and further moving forward, we will talk about few bash scripting questions as well. Till the time, stay tuned with the channel and subscribe to the channel for more technical contents. Till the time, thank you. Bye bye. Channel, and my name is Manish Tiwari. So in this particular video, we are going to talk about Linux interview question part 2. So we'll see the questions which are written over here, and we will see about the answers as well. So the first question is, how can you determine which process is consuming the most memory on a Linux system. So to identify these kind of problems and like to get into the solution, you can open up the terminal and you can run the top commands. The top command will give you the complete overview detail of all the active processes and how much memory is being consumed. Correct. Then you can see the memory related things, how much memory is free, how much memory has been consumed, and accordingly you can see whether your process is stuck due to that memory consumption or what's the issue. Correct. So that way you can identify which process is consuming the most memory on Linux system. Then next question is, how do you diagnose a Linux system that's unresponsive to user input? That means whenever you are trying to write a command on the Linux server, few of the command has already run, and then you are trying to put the next command and that is not running. Even you are not able to type anything on that particular server. So how can you fix this kind of issue? First thing is, check if the system responds to any of your commands like control alt, control your X per or control C, any of the command it's working over there or not. If it's not working, go for the SSH with another terminal. Like just leave this particular terminal and open it in a new window and then try to do the SSH. Once you are able to access, then go for the logs file in the directory folder /var/log and the messages. Correct. Then there you can use the top commands as well to check for processes whether any of your particular process is taking much time or the memory has been consumed up to the like whatever the allocated memory is there, it has been utilized completely, or if there is any left memory. So why your server is unresponsive, that you can check. You can check with the free-m command as well about the memory related things, and you can check the logs file as well for on your Linux server. That way you can troubleshoot the issue that why it's unresponsive to your user inputs. Next question is, describe how would you troubleshoot a situation where a user cannot log into a Linux system. That means there might be the issue that the user credentials is not working correctly. Correct. So for that, what you will do, either you can check the user's name first and the password and ensure that the credential is correct. Once you have checked about the credentials, second thing you can check whether the user account is logged or not. For that you can use the command, use this particular command, password -s username and the command. Then you can go with the varlog auth.log file as well to check the error message if there is any at the time of login. Like whenever you will try to log in, you will see the logs. Correct. So if there is any particular issue which is there, you can check it in the logs file. Then you can try for the SSH from your remote machine, and if it works, then you can fix the issue and you can provide the required access to the user as well if user does not have that particular access. Next question is, what could cause intermittent SSH connection failure and how would you investigate them? For that, there are a few pointers I would like to highlight. That you can check the network, verify the network connection between the client and server is stable. You can use the ping command to see whether the server you are trying to hit is reachable or not. Then you can examine the load as well. For that you can use the ps-if command. You can check the processes which are running. If there are any processes which need to be killed and that is unused process, you can kill those processes as well. You can use the top commands free command to check the memory related thing. You can use the df-h command as well to check the disk related things as well. You can do the SSH configuration. You can try to do the SSH to your server. You can check the config file as well, SSH config file, which you can find on the directory etc SSH and then SSHD underscore config. You can check for the logs file as well. So that way you can fix this particular problem related to the intermittent SSH connection failure. Next question is, how can you determine if a specific port is open and reachable on a remote Linux server? For that you can use this nmap command or the telnet command or netcat command. With the help of that, you can check whether the particular port is opened or not. You can use this in this particular way, telnet hostname, port number, and you will be able to see whether your particular port is open on that particular server or not. So in this particular video I wanted to talk about these things only, and in the next video we will be talking about few more Linux related interview questions. Till the time, you can subscribe to the channel, and you stay tuned with the channel to get such technical contents. Thank you to the channel, and my name is Manish Tiwari. So in this particular video, we are going to talk about Linux interview question, and this is part 3. We have already covered part 1 and part 2 here. As you can see, these videos are already uploaded on the channel. Part 1 and the part 2 also we have covered. Now we are going to talk about part 3. Correct. So let's start with the question. The question number 11. Explain the concept of file permission on a Linux system and describe how incorrect permissions can lead to SUH. Cover usage of chmod and chown. File permission in Linux govern who can read, write and execute a file. Just suppose that you have a file on your particular any of the server, correct? So who can access this file, who can modify the content of the file, and who can execute this file? That means if you have written a bash script on the server and that file is stored on the server, and if you want to run that particular script, if you don't have that particular permission, the required permission, you won't be able to execute that particular script. You can read, you can write, but you won't be able to execute. So that permission is granted with the command chmod, correct? You can modify the permissions. So there are three type of permission: user, group and others. So if you are aware, we give the permission with the numbers as well. 4 to 1, correct? 4 is for read, 2 for your write, and 1 for the execution. So if you have to give the complete permission, you can go with the chmod 777, or accordingly you can go with the 4 to 1. That kind of combination you can make. You can create, correct? Read, write and execute. Read stands for the 4, 2 stands for the write, and 1 executes, stands for the execute. So that way you can grant the permissions. While let's talk about chmod and chown as well. Both are Linux command used for managing file and directory access. Chmod changes file permission, read, write and execute for the owner, groups and others. Correct? You should focus on this particular term. It changes the file permission. While chown changes the file owners and group. It can change the username, correct? Just suppose that there is a file log dot something abc.log file, and you have to change the permission for that abc.log. You can use the chmod command. But if you want to change the username from Manish to Deepak or someone else, Manish to Robert, correct? You can use the chown command to change the file owner. So that way you can use the chmod and chown. Let's go to the next question, that is describe the significance of log files in troubleshooting and provide examples of important log files on a Linux system. What is the simple meaning, that what is the use of log files while doing the troubleshooting part? Log files are essential for troubleshooting as they record system activities and errors. Whatever the command you are executing, correct, that is getting logged. That means for each and every activity there is a particular log which is being generated, and if you are encountering any issues or any errors, you can track down, you can check the log file, and you can find out that particular problem, why this particular issue is occurring, correct? So it is used for tracking errors, for the security monitoring as well. They help monitor unauthorized access. Like if I have given permissions to the 5 users and 6th user is trying to access into it, so we can track that this access is unauthorized, the user is unauthorized. So we will remove and we will enhance our security system so that no one who is not assigned or not authorized will not be able to access our servers or the system. Even we can use this for the performance analysis. The important log files are /var/log system log, then /var/log auth.log, which can generate the data for authentication related things. Then you can use the kernel, you can use this particular directory to check the kernel related messages as well. Let's move to the 13th question. Describe the steps you would take to troubleshoot a situation where a user can't access a specific website from a Linux machine. Just suppose that you are trying to hit abc.com and you are not able to get the response while trying to hit on your server, correct? What you can do? First, verify whether the issue is limited to particular any user or to a broader audience, correct? Either you are the one who is facing this particular problem, or there are multiple users within your organization, correct? So that thing you can check. There might be thing that this particular website is not up due to some issues, correct? You can use the ping command to check the network connectivity, whether your local network is not working or how the network is flowing, correct? Then you can check with the ns lookup to see about the dns, where all these like abc.com, if you are hitting, correct, where this is getting resolved on the different ip addresses, so that you can check. And based on the ip address you can check for the server, whether the server is healthy or not. So that way you can do the troubleshooting. Then you can check with another browser as well, because this particular website is not reachable from the server. You can check it with the different browser. You can open up the different terminal and you can try hitting that. You can check the etc/host file as well to see if their site is inadvertently blocked or alternative solution. Even you can check for the proxy related things, whether there are some local firewall which is implemented or proxy is there which is not allowing you to go on that particular website from the organization server or your servers, correct? So that way you can check with the 6 pointers. Let's move to the 14th question. Explain the purpose of strace command and how it can assist in diagnosing problems. Strace command can be used to track down the issues, correct? It's a powerful tool used to trace a particular program's system call and signals. How the system call is happening, what kind of signal is getting generated, correct? So for that you can use the strace command. It identifies errors. It also helps you to analyze performance, debug issues, uncover unexpected behaviors in program by using the command to display the sequence of system calls. Like first system call has happened to this particular system, then it has moved to the second system, then to the third system. So that way you can track down the request, how the request is flowing, correct? Moving forward, 15th number. If a user complains about slow file access, what tools and techniques would you use to identify the cause? So for that you can go with the normal troubleshooting process. When did you find out the problem and all the things, correct? In technical terms, you can check for the memory, CPU, disk usage, whether there are number of enough resources available on the server or not, or it's completely occupied so that it's not performing well, so that it can respond in a better way, correct? So you can check for the disk usage, you can check for the network performance, you can check for the user permission as well, whether the user has appropriate permissions or not. So that way you can troubleshoot the slow file access, correct? You can use the df and du commands as well to check the disk related analytics, correct? Whether the disk space is left or not, it's completely consumed. Top command and IO state, these kind of commands you can use to do the troubleshooting part. So in this particular video I wanted to talk about these 5 interview questions related to the Linux system. In next video we will be talking about shell scripting. Till the time, thank you, bye bye, and stay tuned with the channel and subscribe to the channel as well.